Good morning from down under, everyone. My name is Raymond Splits, and we're going to continue our Let's Play of Super Robot Wars Y. This will be part 117 in the series, and very well likely the last part. So in the last episode, it was the finale of the main series. We have done it all, and now we're into the post-game. And it looks like at the moment the post-game, all it is tactical research notes. So we will cover those, and then I'll maybe give my final thoughts at the end of it. First thing we're going to do though is the assist chat with Rico, because I did one assist map and just grinded it. Because I want to do that at the start of the map instead of in between, which I could have easily done it during S05, but it's fine. But yeah, otherwise we'll get straight into the actual video. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you have been enjoying the series so far. Otherwise we will begin. There's nothing really I need to spend my money on. It's all going to carry over to New Game Plus anyway, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, we'll do the assist chat and get it out of the way. Thank you so much for all your assistance, Princess Amora. Allow me to formally recognize your contributions. Representative Chica, please. Right now, I'm just simply Rico Hibiki. I have chosen to be here not as the princess of a fallen emperor of Mu, but as a mother supporting her son. Very well, I will expect your wishes, Rico. Thank you for accommodating my whims. I'm really happy that Akira can finally spend time with his mother. I must admit, I was fully prepared to die for the sake of defeating Baru. My survival was a miracle brought about by the intervention of General Garuda. Personally, I think it was the powerful bond you share with your son that moved Garuda to do what he did. I have a lot of admiration for mothers. Representative Ichika. Don't worry, I'm okay. I may not have a mother or father anymore, but I'm not alone. I have my friends and the citizens of the A event with me. I am blessed to have a wonderful family, I do. You are a strong girl, Chica. Should you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask, I will do my best to be of help. In that case, could you tell me the story of how you met Akira's father and eventually married him after your 12,000 year slumber? That one, I'm afraid, is a secret. Alright, so we get a spirit endurance program. And then, we may as well do this one as well. So what nice little item do we get? So, at the core. Mr. Chica, it's time to celebrate. We did it. We finally did it. Indeed. We've unlocked every node of the STG memory. We have finally granted what was basically the event's dearest wish. Yes, now we can finally say the event is the greatest country in the universe. You will hear no argument from me, though. In the end, what exactly is the STG memory? Mr. Chica. If, like my father said, it's meant to be the guidepost for the evolution of mankind, now that it's completely unlocked, does that mean we've evolved? Oh, you don't need to overthink it, I just felt like saying that. Well then, Mr. Chica, I'll respond in kind and just say what I'm thinking. And what I'm thinking is that evolution has no limits. No limits. I do believe you, along with the rest of us here on the A event, have taken a great step forward by completely unlocking the STG memory. But I don't think that means we've reached our final destination. I feel the same way. Even with the SCG memory completely unlocked, our journey still isn't over. I agree. I believe you'll be the one to find that next goal for us, I'm sure of it. I doubt it myself. What? I doubt I can do it alone, I mean. But maybe we can find it together. That's what I'd like to aim for as we go on. New Econo I seems to want to support you in that. It made a new path for us. I think New Econo I has chosen to entrust our future with you as well, Mr. Chica. Then let's go, Anina. Past the last signpost. On to an uncharted tomorrow. Indeed, I'll stay by your side no matter where we go. SR Spirit. Alright, let's have a look at the part very
これ
quickly.
からの戦いのために万全の準備を。
Alright, so ultimate cells is 20 HP regen at the start and attack power for each turn after sortie, max 400. Again, very nice item, but when we're rushing everything, not super. What's the word I'm looking for? Not super relevant, I guess. At 130 morale plus 20 damage dealt. Oh my god, that is actually amazing. Oh, I'm gonna make def fun use of that. And yeah, naturally very good as well.
これからの戦いのために万全の準備を。
Tactics Research Notes S05, let's go. And then I'm sure there'll be G05 as well after it. Alright, so Tactics Research Institute office. I want to congratulate you for dealing... Sorry. I want to congratulate you for defeating Ravel. Thanks to the A event and strikers, the war's ended. As a member of ZAFT, you have my gratitude. It's those around the world who strive so hard for peace that deserve your gratitude. And while we defeated the source of the fighting, smaller battles are still taking place. But now there's hope on the horizon. In that case, we put together one big data set that essentially encapsulates all the data from the war. Does that mean what I think it does? Yes, with this data set, this project is complete. No, you're being a little too hasty, I think. Only when we've triumphed over it can this project be called complete. You're absolutely right. Please enjoy the Yoda Tactics Research Institution's final challenge. Alright, Tactics Research Notes S05. Let the final simulation begin. For space, anyway. So, if I had to guess, I would have to say... Jihad... How do you pronounce his name? From the Ogre. Sirocco, most probably certainly going to be in this one. Or at least that's my initial assumptions. Yeah, I don't see the need for us to throw our punches, so let's send a decent A team out. This will be the last challenge from Iota, huh? As to be expected, the A event won't be able to provide any more data. We can't call it done just yet. If we don't win this battle, we'll need to continue our assistance on the project. And the enemies are probably going to be a heck lot stronger than the ones before. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Can we really win? We'll keep trying until we do, for the sake of the world to come. Is everyone prepared? The targets will appear shortly. Yeah, so, yeah, there's your Ogre, the heavy metals. My goodness, I knew this is just a simulated battle, but isn't it a bit much? Ogre Elites, Poseidon and the Imperial Guard, the Siga Barents and Macross class battleships, the Dark Gundam, Sirocco and Yazan. Couldn't have picked a better bunch of Institute final challenge for their Institute's final challenge. Hold up, we're actually supposed to beat these guys. Yeah, and we'll win for sure. That's what the A Advent and Strikers stand for. All units commence attack. It's time to clear the Institute's final challenge. Alright, so... we certainly outnumbered them at least. No, I'm not going to abuse Rico for this. I showed off the abuse of Rico during the finale and stuff. But that was more just proof of concept rather than me actually wanting to do it constantly, because, yeah. As much as you can farm assist links, because it's like a net positive of 7 at Ichika's current SP cap, it's really not necessary at the end of the day. Generally, we have enough assist links. Her SP recovery item alone practically gives her um, unlimited SP, so yeah, it's not necessary at the end of the day. So we'll refrain from doing it. Alright, so who's our worst heavy hitters here? Tanky, super tanky. Alright, well, Ariel, come over here. Well done, I knew that coming here would be worthwhile, blah blah blah. Yeah, we don't really need to go over all this again, they're just robots. Yeah, enjoy all the stuff. We just want to get through this all so we can move on. I see. Yeah, I'm not super caring who gets what attack in, as long as everyone gets killed at the end of it. Wow, he's beefy. Okay. Yeah, huh. Keep telling yourself that. I wonder how much more money we're gonna have, because, yeah. Maybe I'll use all that money just to try and buy every skill program on everyone. For the next tactics research fight, maybe. Unfortunately, old mate Poseidon might be a bit out of reach to murder. I am using quite a bit of Freya though. I can definitely see Smash being a useful assist link to have 24/7 going. Yeah, unfortunately, World War battleships are just thick. Like, they're really thick. God, the sheer defense of them too, and armor. Yeah, I still haven't put you back in your actual other jet yet. Oh well. Well, 2 enemies left after the initial gambit is not entirely bad. Oh, we're getting map attacked. Alrighty, and yeah, I guess Master Asia can just get this last one. Alrighty. All hostiles have been neutralized like they deserve. Excellent work, everyone. This marks the successful conclusion of Iota's tactical research project. All that's left is to get our rewards. I hope they saved the best for last. Hopefully. Alright, Tactics Research Institute office. Thank you so much, Representative Chica. The project is now complete. I should be the one thanking you. The time we've been able to spend here has been more than worthwhile to us. I honestly never expected you to beat that one. We gained great strength from our fight to protect peace and freedom. It's sad, we are a parting. It's such sweet sorrow. You're just sad this will be the last set of rewards, aren't you, Captain Ove? Who can say? As part of our thanks, we prepared a brand new part for you. I hope it comes in handy. Ultra repair. Okay. Thank you, we'll use it well. Iota's project may be over, but that doesn't mean that Ava's journey is. We wish you all the best. Let us know if you need anything to show our appreciation for everything you've done. We intend to help you as much as we can. Thank you both, Isaac and Diaka. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Until then, be well. You know, Diaka, you could just come aboard the AA event. I hear Miriali is here. Alright. So, do we have... Yeah, so we do have a G05. So, I imagine the Bloom, Great General Darkness, My Dullo, Barrow will probably all be in it. Probably the Andromeda Salvation folks as well. Anyway, I'll put in a quick pause here and I'll be right back. So just one moment, folks. Alrighty, I'm back. Alright, very quickly, let's go spend some money. Sure. Alright. Alright, we'll give you kind of the same treatment. Ernest. Oh, should be fine there. You're melee, so... There we go.
これからの戦いのために万全の準備を。
Money spent should make this next part a bit easier. Let's go. G05. Alright, Tactic Research Institution Office. Nice job making it through all the fighting, everyone. Rakshata. Thanks to the A-Event strike... thanks to the A-Event strike at Pavel's core, the conflict is over. Let me thank you as someone who calls the planet you saved home. We're only trying to protect peace and freedom as people who also call this planet home. Well, as it turned out, you're finally about to taste defeat at my hands. Should I take it as you meant you have even more... So you're even more confident about this data set than the ones before? Sure am. It'll be like one big summary of all your fights thus far. This is the final challenge I and the Jabberwock Tactics Research Institute have to offer you. Alright then, we'll gladly overcome said challenge. Yeah, so Ravellin's the Infernal Alliance, I'm sure, and the Drummer's Salvation is what I expect to see in this one. Tactics Research Notes G05. Oh, we'll probably see Godzilla too. We had our final battle at the Ogre Institute and now our last one at Jabberwock Institute. Now is not the time to get sentimental. This is Vexshada we're talking about. She's stubborn and prideful. I'm sure she'll made an extraordinary data set for us. I'm sure we'll have to deal with enemies stronger than anything we've ever faced. That sounds like a challenge. Hell yeah, it doesn't matter what they throw at us. We'll knock them all into next week. We're taking them all down once, like hell we're losing the next go around. Is everyone prepared? The targets will appear shortly. Yeah. Hey, what? I know the simulation. I know this is a simulation, but like, what? It's the Infernal Fennel Alliance honchos are here too. It's a whole band of really strong kaiju. Well, they even replicated the Bloom's giant weapon. The difference in our combat potential is approximately, leave it, Jet Jaeger, there's no point running the numbers. Yeah, all that matters is that we're both here. And you know what comes next. We've got this, Achika. Right, the A event and strikers are stronger than this. All units, commence attack. It's time to clear Jebro Institute's final challenge. Well, the good news is that we outnumber them, something shocking still. Alright, into the fray we go. Oops, well I've already made a small error. That's fine. Oh wow. Jet dunked Great General Darkness. That was like what, buddy? 120,000 damage from Sword alone just then. Yeah, so naturally there's going to be a few enemies we're probably not going to really be in range to do anything about. One of the things we'll definitely be doing in New Game Plus is getting every pilot to like peak performance, so And we should have the money to do that. Between that and fully upgrading mechs, because minor spoiler alert, if you think the money farm is going to end in New Game Plus, you may be mistaken. As well, I may not go to the extreme lengths that I did last time for the monies. I will still be getting it one way or the other. Yeah, 'cause some of the, like, for example, some of the items I plan to carry over is the VTX core, whatever it was, which was at 150, yeah, 150 morale. It's like extra money, experience, and whatnot. Oh, map attack. That didn't really do anything. Oh, wow, I can't even do anything about that. Yeah, so like, items that will just passively increase my money to a point anyway. Alright, and lastly... there we go. Right, all hustlers have been neutralized like they deserve. Excellent work, everyone. This marks a successful conclusion of the Japanese Tactics Research Project. I'm sure it's a lot of work. I've got immense high hopes for our last reward. I lost. If that wasn't enough to beat you, then I'm fresh out of ideas. But you put forth an impressive display, Rekshada. Thank you for training strikers as much as you have. I want to extend my gratitude as our representative. You're such a good girl, Chica. And seeing how good a girl you are makes me want to give you a reward. Oh. I know you've been waiting for it. One final shower of rewards for you all. SR Spirit. Alright, thank you, Rekshada. I do find myself a little sad that I won't be able to meet you anymore though. Because of the rewards, I'm sure. A once-in-a-lifetime profession of love, and I didn't even land. Excuse me while I wipe my tears. The Jabberwock Tactics research might not have any more challenges for you, but I can't sit back with a losing streak. One day I'll have a data set even more insane than the last one, and the A event will be the first to take it on. In that case, I hope you'll prepare an appropriate reward. See, you were just after the rewards. I understand, Max Shutter. We'll be waiting for you. So we'll be waiting for your next challenge. And I, for one, will be looking forward to it. Until then, be well. Yeah, so I think that's the game's way of telling you there's going to be more post-game content with DLC, I'm sure.
お待ちしておりました。
Alright, let's have a look at anything that's new. Nah, okay, so I don't think those items are new anyway. Yeah, SP Spirit. Oh well.
お待ちしておりました。
Alright, that is it for content. You gotta take one more quick little pause, and then after that, I will
これからの戦いのために万全の準備を。
have my final thoughts on the game and having a talk about the series that are in it and whatnot. So I will be right back, and then we'll get straight to it. Alright, I am back from my pause, and I have made it so that everything shows up in order that's supposed to from default. So this part of the video now is going to be my final thoughts and discussion about units. So if you're not interested in that, I understand, and I thank you for watching up until now. Now I'll catch you in New Game Plus. However, if you do wish to stick around and hear my final thoughts and discussion of units, then thank you for sticking around and watching. So we'll get straight into it. So my overall final thoughts of the game is that it's a very good game. I'm going to kind of break that down more as we go through each specific unit and series. And we're going to start from the top of the list. So we got Raideen. So as a unit and as a character, very decent spirit commands and improves effective psychic power. So extra SP regen and extra crit hit and dodge, yeah, that's not bad. He gets bravery, excel, smash, and intuition, so very good. He can definitely hit harder if he wants to. He's only missing pierce in terms of damage, and obviously soul is better than valor, but like those things can be added via system link if you don't have enough damage to get there. Unleash Muton, I know I didn't use it, because honestly I didn't need to use it, but obviously would make his attack stronger. His custom bonus is okay for one of his decent attacks that he'll probably use more than God Voice maybe sometimes. Especially since God Voice requires the ability to stand still. And you can see his God attack is just move and fire, which is always a perk. Yeah, overall his attack's very strong. He's a super robot, he can take a hit. He's got persist, he's got bravery, so he's just built to take hits. I didn't really use him in the series because I was using the Mazin boys. He doesn't mean he's not good. It's pretty good too that they put his Raideen plot with Combat with V and even at times the Getter Boys and other Kaiju stuff, so not too bad. Same thing with Combat with V, obviously. It's good how they mix the plot with Raideen and whatnot. The one downside of single unit Andes, as we call them, that is one unit to represent a whole series, so Raideen, in this case, yeah, Raideen, Combat War, Jet Jaguar and all that, is that you got to go ham with everything, so they've got to be a good unit. And you can see from their attacks, they're very strong, so they've got that going for it. All weapons getting Barrier Buster, so also not bad. Being a 5 pilot robot, it goes without saying that they've got stacked spirit lists. So you got Valor and Bravery here. You got Pierce here, which is always good, and he has charge as well. Pierce, Snipe, Drive, Crush, and Wall, obviously. So Wall is always good for any super robot, especially if you shove him in the front lines. Love, all the nice support ones, all the debuffing ones and assist ones as well. And Trick, obviously, is nice for free attacks. So combat was obviously very stacked, as one would expect of a 180 robot that's a super robot. Again, same with Raideen. It's good how they mix the plot with like all the Infernal Alliance stuff and Gerudo and whatnot. So I can't really complain about him in the slightest, even though again I didn't really use them at a certain point because I was using the other the Mazin boys, but that's just personal preference for that playthrough. Alright, the all about folks. So Marvel, we'll start off with you because you're the first on the list. So Aura Power 8, not bad in the slightest. Plus 800 to Aura Barrier effects, and weapons that require Aura Power gain 400 attack, all very good. Love, very decent. Excel, like not having Excel may hurt I guess a little, but you still got Prospect and Persist. So that's fine. Your ace bonus spell becomes Love, even better. Extra dodge as well. As with any of the Aura Battlers, you can swap their mechs, so whatever mech they're in doesn't really matter per se, but reduce damage from range weapons, it's always good. So realistically that's 1400 reduction. And 30% chance to completely dodge, not bad at all. So these attacks obviously get buffed by her Aura Power. So all very good there. Kind of what you expect from a support pilot overall, so I can't really criticize Marvel in the slightest. Show as the main protagonist, obviously super stack, Crush, Focus, Intuition, Excel, Soul, Spirit, all the nice stuff. Aura Power level 9. He's a Battler as well, so extra damage, plus 500 attack as well, and 900 to, his shield. Very good. Flight mode is also super good. As you'd expect, all his weapons are very good. His final attack. Now, I don't know if this one is actually locked to him personally, because it only says Aura Power 7 and not Show or anything like that. So, one of these days, probably off-screen, I will have to actually shove Marvel or Todd in here, I think. I think all the pilots should be able to do it, in theory. Just to see if they can do the Aura shot. But overall, I have nothing really to complain about. Show with. It was a little bit interesting how they mixed Aura Battler with Heavy Metal, Gaiam, and Zeta a little bit, but I think it made it work very nicely. Sealer. So our first battleship that shows up on the list. All in all, super great. All power level 9. Oh boy. And putting that on something that just gives you a shield, super good. Don't think the offensive part of Aura Power comes into it, because none of them require Aura Power from the looks of it. I don't know if that's a typo or not though. In terms of her other things, like giving other people stats isn't a bad thing, even though it spends an action. It can be good when you don't have the charge going for you in the early game. Blessed Cheer, super early, super great. Intimidate, one of a few that get it, super great. I think she's the only one that's captain gets it too. You know, excel and eventually charge all the way down the end there. All the nice buffing stuff, so smash, resupply, bonds, wall, all that fun stuff. Rouse, Spirit, Daunt, Fortune, Zeal. So, as a battleship, pretty stacked. So I can't really complain. I use the Gangaren a lot, obviously, in this playthrough at the early stages because it's just a less bank for money. Todd. So one of our later joins, he's all power level 8, so can still use everything as far as I'm aware. And he's a battler, so plus 10% damage dealt, not bad. And gets free flash with his ace bonus. Valor Drive, Excel, not bad for assist pilot, for like basically a sub pilot or like a non-main character unit, I guess in general. The Virus, you know, all weapons gain 200 attack, plus 1 move. At that stage of the game that we're in, everyone will have all power level 5 anyway, so they're all getting that bonus. You know, your standard array of attacks, though it still gets all Vulcan, so having something at distance is obviously still nice. But all the all battlers tend to be melee units at heart, so again, have no real complaints about Todd, except that, you know, he joins a bit late, but it is what it is. Same with Burn. As a late join, it's a bit but as a pilot, you know, he gets Pierce and Soul. So Pierce is obviously very great. That means he can just needs Smash from the assist links to go full ham. All Power 9, Defiance, all very nice. Obviously gets more move and both those activates Gut Spirit. I'm not sure that's supposed to be Vigor or something. I don't know if that's what that's actually supposed to be, so I'll have to look into that. The mech itself, the pilot has at least all power level 6 plus 1 move and extra attack. So this is the shooty mech of the all battlers. It's good because, you know, it requires all power 3 for the main attack. And all these are ammo based, so you can just have him gun enemies if you want. All in all, it's not a bad unit. It is definitely weird to see a shooty version of an all battler, but I'm not going to be opposed to it personally. Especially when this thing is 2d8, and that's without upgrades, so it can get better. Cerbine as a unit, so this is Shion's first mech, not bad is what you expect from an all battler. Stabby stabby, more stabby, all the same thing. You know, more attack and move, or power level 7, which again I think everyone was at that point. Shion, so all power 9 and battler. So, you know, more damage dealing. A free 20% damage dealt is never bad. Soul, Intuition. So obviously he gets Soul, which is always nice, and he can always go fast as well. Assist link wise, you can get Smash and Pierce from it pretty easily, so you can get him up there if needed. And you know, Hyper or Slash on this thing hits like a truck. That's also all power coming into it. Overall, the all battlers are all generally pretty nice units. It's a shame that none of them have team attacks, but it makes up for that the fact that some of them have a secondary pilot, such as Shion with, you know, Buff Central and, you know, Zeal. That's pretty good. And this one, which is more of the debuffer, but also buffer at the same time. All in all, as series, all about what is pretty good. You know, hyper aura slashes hit like trucks. So I can't super complain about them. Now we get into heavy metal Gaium. So we got Arm first on the list as a backup pilot, I guess if you want to call it. It's not bad. Headliner, so extra move and +1 range and weapons and side mobility. Has love and wish, so you know, not bad. Can give other people money or can hit like a truck itself with love, because you know, dodge, bullseye, valor, and all those fun things. Can heal other people and herself and reduce her own damage. So as a backup pilot, you know, not bad. The L-Game initially, not bad as well. 200 attack. Has anti-beam. And restores energy at the start of phase. And obviously has defend. Attack sequence is nice. Power launch is not bad. So it's a bit of a mix of range and shooting. And then obviously you get the upgraded L-Game Mark II. And obviously it tends to be Daba's main unit. So extra range, extra move, extra side mobility. All very good. Soul charge, so charge is always good on a unit that it's basically a sniper. His ace bonus is also pretty good, where he gets more SP on Lilith and extra assist gauge on Sortie. And then gets Spirit at the start of his own phase, once per map. So, kind of buff Lewis, and the assist gauge is kind of moot, really, at later stages. So his actual ace bonus itself isn't the greatest, but you know, he doesn't really need anything else. Attack power and morale is at 130, side mobility, not bad for the L-Game Mark II. Obviously, his final attack, extra long range, very good snipe powers there. And requires 125 morale, so, you know, it's all very good. Map attack is one giant line, not the greatest, but hey, if they all want to line up and you can hit them with a map attack like that, more power to you. Definitely your definition of get gunfight type mech. Let's see. So, you know, more attack power. This is more your melee version. Which, you know, is kind of what Bob is for Witch from Mercury. That is, let's see, is to Heavy Gaium. Valor Spirit becomes Love. She gets Analyze, Bullseye, Flash, Focus. So, very good supporter there, because she can just dodge her own stuff and debuff enemies and assist you if needed with Bonds, which is a group heal basically. All in all, can't really complain about Let's See. I don't know if she'd necessarily be a super heavy hitter, but sub characters don't tend to be heavy hitters in the first place. Gablet, one of our late joins. Yeah, all weapons gain attack and energy and armor. During enemy phase, damage dealt and damage taken. So he's very great if you want to do like the counter attack. Gets Love, Soul, Charge. That alone is all good. He also gets Intuition, and he's a headline level 9. So as a sub pilot, he is stacked. Gets a Bustler Launcher, which, you know, just as good as Daba doing it. Maybe it's not as strong, but it doesn't matter. It's still got great range. Olibi, so the Cavalry Temple, all in all, it's pretty lackluster mech. But the good thing about Gaium is that you can swap pilots around should you wish. So overall, mechs doesn't matter, you can always just give it to someone else. what she makes up as initially having a bad mech, she easily makes up in spirit commands. So Love, Prospect, Unity, and the Tune. So 3 of those are instant buffs, and then she can dodge on her own, and obviously press the I win button with Love. I call Love the I win button because unlike Bella, you know, it gives you so much more, and Bravery is kind of the I win button too, except you get Persist instead of Flash, so. And at 150 morale restores 100 SP once per map. It's very good, unless you're doing the tactic that we were doing by the time we had Olive, where we were just getting everyone 150 morale at the start of the map, and they had all their SP anyway. But cheap Unity on the same level cost as Ichika, which I guess would mean it would go down to 60 at this point with Rico. So, you know, in theory, Olive could also do the infinite assist link cheese. Nay and the Ogre. So kind of the same thing, has power launcher, saber. It's easily better than the temple, the cavalry temple at least in that regard then. Though its attack powers leave something to be desired, I guess, but obviously we haven't really got equipment on them. Nor have I buffed Nay up. Headline at 8, not bad. Love, Crush, Spirit, Flash, Wall, so she can be a tank, she can dodge. You know, not bad. Again, what you'd kind of expect, and she also gets +1 move built in, so not bad at all. What you'd expect as a sub-pilot. As a series, yeah, I can't complain about the series in the game either. It fits in really well, especially when they added in the Windemirians and the Aura Battlers kind of into the scene with it all. Gabway getting along with Todd, for example. Yeah, overall, like, they made it work, so I can't complain. Alright, UC. Camille, new type level 9. Not a big shocker there. Soul, Drive, Snipe, Intuition, Excel, yeah. Camille has always been stacked in every game he's been in, as expected of an ace of his game. Extra stats when Biosensor is active, easy enough. Biosensor, you know, at 130 morale, buffing the unit. Attacks all hit like a truck. Obviously, Waverider charge is expensive, but hey, it still works. It's not. It only says new type level 5, not Camille lock, so more power to it. Again, these are things I kind of got to test out in my own time. The Zeta Gundam itself is a very strong unit. Has been, always will be, and super fast. Gundam Mark II leaves something to be seriously desired in this game. Yeah, that's all I can really say about it. It's very sad that it doesn't even get anything like the Super Gundam upgrade or anything like that. So I guess Emma is getting the shafting in this game. The Methus, as one would expect of a supply and healer unit. So incredibly weak. You could easily fix that with the equip parts for just making the arm beam gun stronger, I guess. But, you know, the new Gundam is obviously very decent. You know, new type weapons gain 50 more attack power based on the level of new type, etc, etc. Amuro is a beast, to say the least. He has Pierce, Soul, Charge, and Zeal, as well as Intuition. So he only needs access to Smash to go fully ham and unleash his full power. I obviously didn't really put much effort into my Amuro, but he could probably easily pace the ladder in terms of being our range DPS. I mean, look at his fin funnels, it's 1 to 13, and he's got He doesn't even have any equipment that's increasing his range. That's all by custom bonuses and being a new type. So we could make this like maybe 1 to 15 or something like that easily. Did I give him gunfight? I did, and that's with gunfight. So even without gunfight, that'd be 1 to 11. So very good. His initial mech he gets the VG, which we never used because we did the char route first. So in New Game Plus, we will be doing the Amaro route first, so you will actually get to see him in this thing. But as you would expect of a mass-produced mech unit, you know, not really much to say about it. Captain Bright suffers from the Sigma that is 2-pilot captain. You know, he gets a decent map attack, Mega Particle Cannon, it's got range at least. Gains extra range on the non-version and more attack. Iris has decent, decent spirit commands, Excel, Charge, Valor, Resupply, Rouse, and Snipe, you know, make him shoot even further. Captain's Orders, so plus an extra 10% to the bonuses of Commander 4. So obviously if you're surrounding the battleship, that'll be even better, I suppose. Goonie, I didn't really use you, but that's fine. Cyber new type level 7. Valor Snipe, he has access to gain for himself and Flash, so he can always do decent stuff to himself. And then he gets free focus, basically, at 140 morale. So, can't complain about that. Basically as a support pilot and not having Pierce or Smash or anything, obviously it's going to hinder him. His basic unit, well, as one expect of a mass-produced, non-important unit in a series of UC, it's very average, but at least it can hold its own. It will never be a heavy hitter in that thing, but you can, again, with just like with Heavy Metal Guile, you can swap them around, so if you plan to use Guinea, you can easily put him in a better mech like the mass production type or the Alpha Zero. You could even give him the Sub-Zabi or the new Gundam if you really wanted to. Or you could just, you know, shove him in the Zeta Gundam and really let that rivalry go. Quests, so he gets Charge, Unity, Valor, and Fortune. So early Fortune's never bad. New type level 9, so she'll be up there always. Ace bonus is +1 new type skill, and focus at the start of her own phase, just like Guinea. Yeah, the fact that she has Unity alone is very interesting for support pilot. Same thing with her mech, is exactly like Guinea, don't really need to go over her mech. In terms of them being in the series, they are a lot better in these series than they are in Char's counterattack, for the one simple reason that Char never dropped Axis. Thus, so much plot does not happen which turns these two into insufferable asses. Especially Quest. Which I guess is one of the reasons why half-away plot probably should never happen in this game, and didn't happen, so... Our secret unit, the Alpha Azuru, however you pronounce it, +1 extra move and armor, and funnels gain extra ammo, so that's a lot of funnels. Yeah, as a unit, that's obviously just like a secret mass-produced or secret extra perk for one of your sub-pilots. It's not bad. This thing is entirely wasted on Far, as she's only new type level 4. And honestly, Quest would have made it a much better pilot for this, and I might just shove Quest in it next time. As a support pilot goes, Wish, Cheer, Trust, you know, a 35 cost Wish on top of that. She's not bad as a support. As an actual pilot, she is pathetic, and I think she's been shafted more in this game than previous game, because I'm pretty sure in previous games, you could at least get her to new type 6 or more, depending on which game it was. At least I want to say. I would have to double check that. All in all, also probably needs the the S adapter or whatever on this thing. That's fine. One of the downsides is in New Game Plus, you only get limited to your parts. Not being New Game Plus, you get limited parts. New Game Plus, I believe you can unlock extra one as a perk. So obviously, give her the S adapter for this thing and put a better pilot in it straight up. Sure. So the Suzabi, pretty decent. Still more of a shooty mech, but at least moving fire is good. And then you got funnels. That one only requires new type level 1, so anyone could use it if you want to shove Shah into like a new Gundam or something else. New type level 5, so everyone can use that one at least, even except for Far, I believe he's only new type 4. Ugh, sigh. Intimidate, Soul, Press, Excel, Intuition. So Shah is stacked, as one would expect of the supreme leader of Neo Zeon. One of the few cases of intimidation again. In terms of intimidation, he's probably the second person who joins who gets it. I want to say Queen Seela is technically the first. But she's battleship captain, so he's the first pilot, at least, that will have it. But yeah, Shah's good. Not much I need to say about that. New Gundam mass production type, so it's currently in its income form, but obviously it would have funnels otherwise. As a unit that's in kind of like the second stage of Amore's evolutionary stuff, because he starts off the Regency, then he gets this, then he gets his new Gundam. It's not a bad unit. Emma's ace bonus is lackluster, I'm going to say it right now. Extra damage dealt with support attacks and damage reduced from support defense is kind of because let's face it, your heavy hitters will probably have second attack and go ham on their own anyways. She at least has Smash, but she doesn't have Valor or anything like that, so that's where she will really suffer. She at least has Rouse, which makes her a decent support pilot still in Unity, but no access to Valor or any of its better forms. This definitely puts Emma back. And when you throw her in the lacklusterness that is the Gundam Mark II in the series, she doesn't really get a lot going for her, unfortunately. Also, she still shows up in the Zeta Gundam's ghost animation, despite the fact that she's very much alive. So I'm pretty sure that canonically means that Emma is dead inside. Oof. Anyway, the full armor Haki Shiki as a starter unit for Shah, or Camille I should say. It's not bad. Pew pew. Not bad punch. More shooty. Map attack, which is lackluster, but it's fine. Extra attack and move for a custom bonus isn't bad. So in terms of Camille's first unit, it's not bad. Overall, UC is very okay. Some people get shafted. Overall though, the interactions with other people in the series, especially Witch from Mercury, is interesting. Especially, not just that, but even like the interaction between Amuro and Shah, and even Bright is interesting, because the whole access drop thing didn't happen, and that just makes it so much better, because then Amuro can try to have a meaningful conversation with Shah, try to figure out how to be adults in the world, because they started off not being adults as pilots. So character development in a nutshell. G Gundam. Doman is a beast. Enough said on that. Okay, obviously I have to say more, don't I? The Burning Gundam hits like a truck, has a whole bunch of good combined attacks, and it just keeps getting stronger and stronger. Even at the start, when Erupting Burning Finger is your strongest attack, it's still decent. Then you get Sekiya Tenkoken, and then, you know, better forms. Love, Soul, Excel, you know, he can get fast. Extra damage dealt with close quarter weapons. So basically everything. Even his Vulcan is a melee weapon, which is weird. So obviously he can easily be your melee, punch a guy super hard in the face that he dies in one hit. As expected of the 13th champion of the Gundam fight. Time to address the elephant in the room. Rain is an excellent support pilot. Love, Rouse, Bless, Persist, you know, all the nice things. Even a maintenance skill and whatnot. And a repair device. As a support mech in a series where you have Doman as the lead, she can hold her own. She gets shafted by the fact that she can't activate her combo attack on her own end. Which is absolute bollocks. I'm just going to say it right now. Massive oversight, and she should be able to use it too. She's just as important to the combo attack that Doman is. You know. Shibidi, one of the sub-pilots. Valor Drive, Faye, Flash, you know, he can hold his own. Extra damage during enemy phase. All weapons gain counter, very nice. All his weapons except for one are melee attacks anyway. And unlike Rain, he can activate the Shuffle Alliance attack on his own too. Same thing, they've all got super mode and whatnot, yada yada. Valor, Intuition, Charge. The fact that they all get access to the Shuffle Alliance attack near the end is decent. They've definitely got more stuff going with them than other people, which I'll cover soon enough. Love, Drive, Snipe, so you're more ranged focused, even though they're all melee attacks again still. You know, even his map attack is somewhat decent. So I got no complaints with George. Argo kind of suffers from the fact that he is kind of close quarters, but you know, he can still make it work. Valor Drive, Wall, so he's definitely the tankier of them. And you know, at 150 morale, 30% less damage taken, so he can definitely take a punch. He's definitely the super robot of the Gundam fighter boys. Berserker mode. Valor Smash. So LNB is still pretty good. Only missing Pierce. Gets a free Valor basically. Suffers a bit because of her, you know, not having close combat or team attack, but you can still make it work with L1B, as I've clearly shown in the series. Master Asia is stacked. Let's just say that right off the bat. Super range attack, even though it's melee, because everything in Gundam fighters, G Gundam, is like range. However, he's sacked because he not only has Supreme and Pressure, he has Soul and Charge and Pierce, which means he's just missing Smash. He also has Intimidate, which is like the third source and the last one that you get. And he starts with his morale maxed right off the bat, and he gains SP at the start of his turn. So he's very good. And his ace, you know, his custom bonuses, everyone gets attack and more energy, which means he can Kamehameha that much more. All in all, G Gundam units are very good. even the support ones. They can't swap around, and Rain might get a shafting, but overall, very good. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's like 8 units though, so it's a bit of commitment to use them all. Endless Waltz crew, let's go. Hero. Zero system was always broke. Not a big surprise there. Gun wanna go pew pew, it hits like a truck. Not a bad map attack, even though it's a little bit, you know, close quartery, not very big. You can still kill people with it, and it's got pretty high attack power compared to, like, say, the Rose Screamers or Psyflash, for example, to make up for the shorter distance. Extra move and activates 110 morale for the Zero system. Soul Drive, Pierce, Charge, Intuition. He's an agent, which I think they all are. So, you know, all very good. He's only missing, what, Smash, so again, just a Freya command and he's sorted. Can probably rival other units as massive damage dealers for range, especially in the Zero. Support characters for the Endless Waltz series. So Vela, Mercy Crush, yeah. The support characters more or less got shafted in this, I want to say. I mean, you don't even start with hit and run, you actually have to get it yourself. Knife Pierce at least, and Vela. Fire everything. A resupply device, whatever. The Ace Man is an extra armor. Your attack will leave a lot to be desired, unfortunately. You always have very decent Spiritless, and the fact that you get Unity, Valor, and Bless. So very, very support based for Quattro, which I expect nothing less because he's basically the good boy in the series. And adjacent units also gain morale and SP. You know, even this is eh. So Noin at least gets a lot of prospective morale, so a very good support unit. Basically between her and I guess Rain, she can just spam Rouse and get everyone's morale up, at least until you get the assist links to do it instead, and Wish becoming 30, but I believe that's supposed to be Prospect and that's just a typo. Zex, so map attack isn't too bad. Mega Cannon's obviously somewhat decent. He might actually start with hit and run, I can't remember. I don't think I bought him hit and run. Charge, Valor, so it doesn't matter if he's got hit and run though, because he's still got charge. So he gets Excel, Focus, and Persist Spirits and Sortie, so not bad. I guess that means you don't need to ever buy him the pre-Excel skill program, because he's just going to have it anyway. Wolfei, my easily least favorite character because of all the nonsense he puts us through. He at least gets Smash and Valor, so he's got that going for him at least. And he gets Soul once per map. So effectively he's only actually just missing Pierce for at least once. And Noin's unit is just a support unit, so overall, I think the Wing Boys got shafted in this game except for Zero. Wing Gundam Zero, I should say at least. The pilots might be okay, and I guess it's the good thing is that you can at least move the pilots around. But at the end of the day, the other Gundams especially just don't compare to the G Gundam. Like, you got this, so 6,700 and 8,800 compared to this, which is just 6,450. So the G Gundam ones are just better. Even if they do have like agent and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, that's by counterattacks. So, alright. In terms of plot, at least for Gundam Wing, they fit in with Mercury. They fit in with quite a few others as well, like G Gundam. Even Lelouch and Code Geass, you know, they fit in there. So plot-wise, I don't have an issue with. Gundam Seed Boys, Shin. Yep, as expected of a protagonist, Seed is always great. Soul, Excel, boy's got to go fast. Even his ace bonus is going fast. Double image ability no longer requires morale to activate. Yeah. Can hit like a truck, and Zaf red combination is good. So is this. And that's cheap, so, you know. Luna Maria doesn't have Seed, that's fine. Valor and Snipe makes it so that she's effective at distance. Cheap cheer at the start of the game, not bad. And, you know, less damage taken with variable phase shift, kind of complain as well. Force Impulse gets extra damage and extra range on the Scalper, which is fine. Cheap Prospect as well. And still gets Red Zaf combination access, immediately making it better than Rain, as much as I hate to say that. So, yeah. So the impulse can still be very useful down the line. Not much I need to say about Kira. He has so much going for him in terms of attacks and snipe. Can probably easily match Silhouette as a snipe god if, you know, you built him up. Soul, Snipe, Charge, Intuition, so, you know, give him Smash, give him Pierce, and he'll do just fine. He's the ultimate coordinator as well, so extra final damage dealt. So he can definitely be on par with Ariel and Soletta. Atherin, Pierce and Valor, very nice. Drive. So he's just missing Smash, more or less. You know, +1 range, plus move. Gets his team attacks, and the Phantom 01 is obviously very decent as well. Poor Atherin though, he more or less got relegated to being a sub-character in his own series, more or less. Because if we're going to be honest, Seed Destiny is more focused on Shin and Atherin as main characters instead of Kira, because Atherin has more screen time in the series than Kira does. But, you know, he's not only is he the latest to join, he doesn't even really get that much unique dialogue with bosses. It's generally Shin or Kira attacking the enemy triggers a bit of like text dialogue, and Atherin doesn't. But as a unit at least, he didn't get shafted. The Eternal. Easily a favorite battleship. Plus extra damage dealt to adjacent allies. That's all allies, I might add. So very good. She has Seed, which is great. Emergency retrieval. Fine. Love, Prospect, Rouse. So, you know, very good, especially if you want to get the morale up early before you have Teoria as a assist link. Plus move and less damage taken. There's worse custom bonuses out there. She doesn't really got much in terms of the gunning section, unfortunately, but that's kind of be expected from the Eternal, as, you know, it's a support battleship. It's not supposed to be a damage dealer like, say, the Valcallum or the Macross Elysium. So, basically, you bring the Eternal for Lacus, you don't bring Lacus for the Eternal. Overall, Seed Destiny is interesting integratively into this series. with Lacus and Lelina being close by. Not to mention Seed being involved with G Gundam and Witch and Mercury and stuff like that. So, overall, Seed didn't get shafted at least, in terms of the team attack stuff. Alright, let's talk about our Goddess of Victory, and the person who came first in the kill count, because I deemed it so. The Gundam Aerial Rebuild. It's got gun format for every 10 morale over 100, extra mobility in sight, plus move, and weapon attack plus max 500. Maximum achieved at 150 morale. This is extraordinarily broken as all hell. Also has this, so nullifies beam that would deal less than 3,000 damage. Get stuff, Godzilla. And shield equipment. Alright. Extra HP, armor, and energy as a custom bonus. Could be worse. 8,050. So, her best attack. So just the fact that I was able to break the, well, not break, I should say, but reach the damage cap of 99,999 with her, means Kira and, people like Amuro, for example, should be able to do the same if I put all my, because I put all my, initial love and attention into Soletta, even though I didn't max their stats out, but I have a feeling actually maxing combat stats, it's like new game plus playthrough 2 or 3 where you have even more money. As things go, she didn't really have any unique skills, but she has got Love, Smash, Intuition, and Daunt, and her Daunt is cheap. And at 120 morale, she activates Drive, which basically means the second that you hit 120 morale, gun format is fully active. Which means, in theory, you could probably have Soletta set to instantly get it, because at the moment she's starting at 110 morale. So if you can make her starting morale an extra 10, she's instantly at 150, and it's activated. Overall, Soletta Mercury is broken in this game, and she deserves the first place that she got, with 300 score. Choo-Choo, in this one. Excel, Valor, Charge, as a support character. And I guess support Sniper and return Firer. She does a very good job. You know, I can't really complain as a support mech. I used to give her a resupply device for a good long time, once upon a time. And then she just became a sniper on her own. She can, I'd say she's probably better in a sense than the other support sniper, that is the Majestic Prince one. But I'm sure with some tender loving care, he could probably do better than her. Darren Baldy and Bob. I feel like his attacks is fine for a support mech, as he's like the melee support mech version of Choo-Choo. Valor, Pierce, all very nice, and gets a free Valor at the start of his own phase once per map. Unfortunately, Bob gets shafted. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room again. Ghoul gets shafted because he basically doesn't really show up in dialogue. Because he's trying to hide from everyone in Witch from Mercury. And you could at least just have given, like, you've got Shah, you got Doman, you got Zero. Give the boy a mask. Give him a Shah mask. He's piloting a red mech. Just, Shah, give him your old mask so he can at least walk around and have conversations. Instead of being a secret character, it's probably one of the more easier recruit methods. delegated into the background, having the occasional word with Doman. Other than that, no real complaints. It's a bit sad that you don't have a team attack or map attack on any of the Witch from Mercury casts, but it's fine. That said, it's only Season 1 of Witch from Mercury as well. And the plot ends practically in Chapter 4. However, it makes up for that by Soletta basically being glued to every single series in some way or fashion, almost. Especially the Macross crew and Doman, and learning stuff from Hero. So yeah, and completely innocent type character, and the one person that's a Gundam pilot who probably will never need a slap from Bright. That's all I'm going to say. My only other critique, I guess, about Witch from Mercury, and I guess it's also because it's Season 1, is that we never got the Farract, or Elan, which, you know, could have been interesting to at least have a second Gundam from the series. But it is what it is. Alright, the Mazin boys. Koji. Bravely, Valor, Wall, your classic what you expect from a super robot pilot, and can take a punch. All his stuff is basically melee. This leaves a little bit to be desired as a map attack, but it's fine. And twin attack is also decent. Can never really complain about the Mazins in the games because they do fairly well. Extra hit, damage taken less. Drive, Valor, Charge, Intuition. Again, all their attacks are melee based apparently. But they're very decent super robot pilots, so I can't complain about them. Obviously, plot being mixed in between the Evolvers, Kaiju, and the Infernal Alliance, so they kind of fit in with everyone, including the other super robots. The Getter Boys. Oh boy. Get change is always interesting. A bit of a pain because you have to grind 3 people up instead of 1. At times like that, I do wish that that their extra attacks and or forms were just built in as an attack instead, because then I don't have to grind 3 pilots. But I understand people wanting to also use the different mechs, so it's half a dozen one, half a dozen the other, I suppose. Final attack, big energy eater, but hits pretty hard, I guess. This map attack leaves a lot to be desired, and I don't think I ever really used it. Weapons with Bomber in the name get extra attacks, so, you know, your map attack and your 2 final attacks. Yeah, so, you know, Chosen Children, they get bonuses and perks. Between the 3 pilots, you have Zeal, Valor, you know, Persist, Pierce, Intuition, Analysis, Go Fast, Crush, Drive, you know, Wall, so tanky. So realistically, they just need Smash, and, you know, you can live without Soul. I'm sure you could probably reach the damage cap without it. So here's one is, you know, extra final dodge rate. You know, double jaw gains extra power. Fine Crusher gains extra power. You know. All in all, Getter Boys aren't that bad. Even though they have 3 forms, there's still a 1 unit Andy in this game, but they mix with the other super robots, so that makes up for it. I do miss my Ryoma though, however, but Takuma isn't bad. And the plot is pretty interesting. The only thing is we never really fought Getter Emperor, so hopefully that's DLC or post-game in the future. Okay. Majestic Princes. Zeal, Soul, yeah, as you expect of the main protagonist. Pretty all decent all round. Can't really complain about Izuru. Isagi, you know, Jura system and all that stuff will be shared, so don't really need to keep going over it. Soul, not bad. And gets his own gain access. Since everyone can activate rabbits, they've all got a decent finisher, in a sense. Even Kay, you can even do move and fire with her one. And, you know, has great debuff with her strategic recon and jamming and all that. Doesn't get Val or anything like that, so obviously has to bring her own, but resupply, wish, analysis, and the fact that she can get charge wall and excel when she activates strategic recon means that she makes up for not having her own Valor. Tamaki, Love Press, Daunt, yeah, I've never really had any complaints about Tamaki even in 30, because I used her quite a bit as my money generator by going like 15 spaces every turn and flying around. You know, she can do the zoomies and she can do the rabbit formation. Saruga, oh, I do hate you, little one. So, maybe the longest version of Rabbit's formation, but he has no move and fire. This is why I hate him so very much. However, if you can get him charge and then get him in position to hit and run after firing a gun, I suppose you can get around it. He does at least get pierce and snipe with his Valor. And snipe becomes cheap, and he gets extra damage if he targets folks 8 spaces away. So the trick is to make sure he's always in range, and then snipe someone. But it's painful. Ange. So Valor, charge, flash, he can hold his own. Again, rabbit formation. But overall, don't really have a complaint about the Majestic Prince units. Randy is what you would expect as a support character. Doberman formation's decent. And Bravery and Smash as well as Rouse, so again, no complaints as a support character even if his attacks aren't strong. He'll never be a heavy hitter, but as a support, he does a job well. Godinian, I gave it a repair device, but you know, extra attack power and energy on its gun. It's got a very decent cannon. As battleships go, not the strongest of attacks. But you know, you got Excel, Charge, and Valor, so you can at least move and shoot and boost morale of other people and commander action, like commander level 4. Resupply wall and, you know, morale boost. Unity, disrupt, snipe. Very decent spirits. As a series, not super complainy about Majestic Prince. Izuru can be a little bit cringe when he activates cringe mode and disables his cringe inhibitors, as Maxor would say it in one of his videos involving Metal Gear Solid Revengeance. I figure it's a very nice reference to the cringiness that was Izuru losing his mind. But overall, it's a very solid series, and the units are fairly decent. And none of the rabbits get shafted, I guess, because they all get access to their team attack. Alright, Macross. Foldaway system. You know, extra dodge if Freya. So it's only one of them needs to be present. So odds are you probably are going to use one of them, whether you use Makumo for charge, or you use Freya for smash, or Rena for money generation, I think it was. You probably are going to use one of them, which means you'll be getting this buff. And then, you know, damage mitigator. So, more move and other perks for morale. You get Press, Soul, Love, Intuition. An extra ability if Freya is present, which I was using Freya, so good for him. Overboost maneuver, you get that super late. Move and shoot, it's not bad. Overall, their damage output is pretty damn meh. But I don't know if I ever gave you gunfight. No, I didn't, so I don't know how that necessarily applies with gunfight. I might have done that with Mirage. No, I didn't. Alright. Addressing the elephant in the room. The fact that he gets both these planes and you can swap between them, I'm not sure if it was really necessary for them to kill off Mesa. Because I could understand if killing off Mesa was necessary for upgrade. However, the Little Draken isn't really an upgrade because it's not an attack. All it does is change the animation a little bit for variable combat. So I don't know if that was very necessary. There wasn't even like another attack for like fire the gun drones or whatever. Assault maneuver and all that gets extra attack. Yeah, yada. Mirage, Snipe, Valor, you know, not bad. Focus becomes cheap and damage dealt with support attacks becomes better. Fair enough. She gets overboost maneuver, so at least there's a support pilot. Well, a backup pilot, call it what you will. Non-main pilot. She at least does decent. The supporty of the planes, can't really complain. Gets charge and Valor, which is great because he really needs charge because none of this has move and fire except for the first attack. But same problem as like the Darren Bowl and all the other backup mechs and series, suffers from attack power. Could be made up with extra arms, but yeah. Delta 1, also known as Arid. So it doesn't have Captain, gets absolutely shafted because he doesn't even get Overburst. So despite the fact that he's actually the leader of the Delta Squadron, he is shafted in this game. I don't like that in the slightest. Valor, Pierce at least, not bad, and Trick. And he gives Shiade, Mirage, Mesa, and Chuck extra final hit and dodge rates, so everything just screams I'm a support character even though I'm supposed to be the leader, which is a huge shafting in my opinion. In Earnest, my favorite battleship. Extra move and attack gets extra perks. This battleship is designed to kill things, unlike all the other battleships. So far, I think that one of them have had like at most near the 6,000 mark in terms of damage, and Big Boy here has easily more than that. Rush strategy is super good, it doesn't use up a turn. He's commander level 4. He can arouse people, he can valor people, or valor himself and excel himself. And he gives all pilots accuracy and evade in addition to the charge spirit when he uses the rush strategy. Then you got bonds and resupply and analysis here. Even cheer, I guess. So while only being a 2-pilot Andy battleship, like the Callum, for example, it's instantly far better. Just because of this. And also has a move and fire attack. Very good. Overall, the Macross series is fine. I feel like there's some shafting and no team attacks kind of hurt the series a little bit. Especially how Arid doesn't even get an upgrade. So, huge shafting. I understand Chuck because he is supposed to be like the healer mech. He's basically the far of the series in the methods in his 31E, but still. And because you can swap between the two planes, I don't know why you just can't leave Mesa alive. Oh well. I do like the fact of how they interact with the other series too, like G Gundam and Wing and Witch from Mercury, so... Code Goyas. Initial unit for Suzaku. Yeah, it's not bad. Obviously he gets abandoned later and there's no pilot that can take his spot. Lucius unit. Absolute defense system, very good. Formation 0 in Absolute Beam and a very strong map attack. Though it requires a bit of finagling to get yourself into position. But not only does he have his tactical command and commander and all the other fun stuff, and a support pilot, a very decent one. So between Soul and Pierce, he's only missing Smash. And you know, she's also got Cheer and Bless as well. And he's got the Strop, so all very good. Yeah, can't complain. Obviously you have that in its optional parts. Strong kind of combination attack finisher there. Gotta go fast with Soul. The Cursor Gears as well. And he's got Supreme as well. Callan, you know, a shield. Decent. Order of the Black Knights. Soul and Drive. All in all, they're not bad. I feel that Code Guys got shafted a little by the fact that, much like Rain can't activate her team attack, they can't activate the team attack as well. Which again leads to a bit of a shafting, but it's fine. They still have very decent units to field. Our one unit, Andy Jet Jaeger. So he gets Seal, Soul, Persist, Analyze, Bullseye, and Focus. Very good. And at 170 morale, which is a bit expensive to do, but you can get him to get that point. He gets Excel, Fortune Game, Bullseye, Flash, and Soul once per map. Hits like a truck, obviously. So very good for him. That's about it. Obviously he fits in with the Kaiju boys in terms of the plot and whatnot. And he can heal and whatnot, so he's got utility. But, you know, only having one unit is a bit of a letdown, but I don't know anything about single points, so I'm not sure you could add in another unit anyway. The only downside is that his ability costs a buttload of energy, but it also makes sense because it hits, I think, the hardest out of everyone else so far. I don't know if that's because of his gear that he's got on him or his pilot stuff, but still. Dynazenon. Alright, so combine and 3 is 1. Attacks do very great, especially moving fire there. All weapons gain attack power and energy, it's not bad. Love charge, smash, Avella, Spirit Excel, Pierce, Drive, Analysis, Fortune, Daunt, you know, all the nice stuff. And then when you add in Grid Knight, He also gets bravery and zeal and his own fun stuff. Into Kaiser Grid Knight. It becomes an extraordinarily good unit. Obviously the only thing it's missing is Soul, but he gets like, what, 3 different accesses to a version of Valor, so very good overall. And then you got the Liv, who has one of the more stacked pilot lists as well. So Zeal, Bonds, Fortune, Faith, all that stuff. Plus extra move. Wish, Prospect, Smash, Valor, Drive, Resupply, Unity, Cheer, Disrupt. It's a very supporty super robot, and only has like one use of Valor. However, it's got Smash as well. You get Pierce from some other access. The fact that it's also got like things like Unity and Wish makes it super good. And very strong, decent attack. Only problem is, of course, it's a late join, but it is what it is. And then we get to our OG units. So we're almost done, folks. In terms of the series as well, Dynazenon or Grid or Quadra S or whatever you want to call it, fits in pretty well with all the kaiju stuff. That Godzilla, Infernal Alliance, all that. So can't really complain. Yeah, so custom units. So you got Misaki, always very good with his Valor and Fortune, and Psyflash is broke as all hell still with 4 distance. Cosmonova is always good, even though it's 1 ammo. You might be able to get 2 if you give him the save bullet stuff, I guess. But even then, as an early unit that you can get, he hits like a truck. And Misaki has always been good in all the series he's in, but obviously as an OG character, I don't really think he has any plot relevance. Soul, Charge, Excel, Bravery, Zeal. So this is, I chose him as the support character, but still somewhat decent. A different map attack, which is fine. So I chose you to be the main character. So Snipe, Soul, Excel, Bravery, Wish, Steel, same stuff. Cost ammo, but you know, it can definitely punch someone super strong with it. These are very good, especially the last one that you get, where I think it just like gives straight up soul to someone. Pierce, Drive, Soul, Bravery, Prospect, you know, so good skills all around, especially with Rouse. Trick as well. The only thing it's missing is Smash, and that's fine. Universal Command can still hit like a truck, I guess. Definitely not as strong by the looks of it as other folks' attacks, but it's fine. It's got distance, and that's what matters. So you are also the support one, so your attacks are average. Soul, Pierce, and Snipe though is fine, and extra movement and damage. I believe they all have the same, yeah, extra move and damage. You might be the only one who has a different one. Yeah. So... you know, you get this attack here, which again isn't as strong as others, but taking attack power hit for distance is fine. It has Soul and Pierce and Intuition, Love, Charge, and Excel, so it's not bad. And now actual OGs for the series, and then we'll wrap up this video. Ichika, System New Encounter I. That's all fine there. Attacks are very good and decent, even has a combo attack. Not bad for Battleship. And it can activate, unlike the Eternal, it can activate its combo attacks from its side. Ichika is a beast when it comes to Spiritless as well. So at the start, you know, really Gain and Shun is fine. But Unity, Zeal, and Love, holy hell for a Battleship Commander. Excel, Daunt, Resupply, and Rouse. Bless as well. Drive, Snipe, Analysis, Trick. Trick is really good because you can just keep spamming your map attacks. Or not map attacks, your big attacks. Bonds, Faith, Cheer. So, you know, all very good. Only thing it's really missing is like, you know, Smash, I guess, kind of. But you can Smash and Pierce, but you can get that stuff on other folks. But as you can kind of see, at the point of endgame, we had infinite assist link if we wanted to, and I could have done it earlier with the second instead of Raikou. But I didn't want to do that much amount of cheese. And the only reason why I did it at the end was to actually level up Raikou rather than actually use it just to get unlimited attacks. So Cross in his little baby mech. So this is going to be Forte in the next game. It's all very fine. All very fine. 30% final damage dealt and move, you know, very good. Bravery, Pierce, Charge, Snipe, Focus, and Intuition. I'm not sure if that changes at all when Forte is not the main character. All these attacks are great. If anything, I like this mech in the pink or purplish or Gundam Savior / Justice / Aegis colors. That's fine. Forte, I would actually think your mech would look better as Cross's color scheme on because it matches the colors of the upgrade better, I think. Mystic Moon though, same completely stuff there. Ninja Master, all that. Obviously Spiritless will change based on... Actually, I think they're the same, are they? No, almost the same. In fact, there's only two changes, which is... You get Spirit and Wall, you get Focus and Charge instead. Okay. However, I also picked the one Spiritless for Forte. I only found out later, I guess, because I put in the default birthday for Terrata, but that has no perk in it. It turns out it was actually the anniversary that gets you the really good one. So her Spiritless will obviously change depending on, and we'll definitely be doing the birthday, not birthday, the anniversary in the next playthrough. All the attacks are great. Full Moon Crush, so they're all melee still. I do have a distinct feeling though that Forte will be able to hit mass numbers again if you put in enough TLC, just because that. Plus 30% final damage and extra stats. So I have every ability that should hit as hard as our goddess that is Soletta. So Cybus. His attacks go for a backup OG character or support OG character. They're not bad. Even the map attack is somewhat decent. Obviously would require some setup to pull off though. 20 less energy and 400 attack on his big attack, which is fine. Excel, Pierce, Bravery, and Spirit, Survival Genes, plus extra 20% damage. So even though his attacks seem weak, they are actually straight up better once he's out there. Then his ace bonus is an extra 20%, so he gets a inbuilt 40% damage. You shove the Eternal next to him, that's 50%. So, you know, he can get there. And this is him with me not putting any real love into him. So imagine what happens if we actually do that. all in all, I do like Cybus as a character. He comes around. And then our last secret character join. Soul Drive Wall, yeah, your Spirit West is okay. Your Ace bonus is okay. Extra move and energy is fine. Long range snipe weapon, yeah, it's not too bad. And this is kind of okay too. Again, requires some setup, but that's fine. Overall, in terms of the OG characters, so starting with the DLC ones, they're fine. Obviously, you can build them up how you want. They all have a lot of part slots, and Amari in particular can be very useful in buffing other people, even though her dogmas are once per map. The OG characters for the game itself, all very interesting. The Evolver plot, how it ties several series together, isn't bad. I do look forward to the other playthrough. And look forward to see how different it is from Forte, who isn't the head of Haze, is to Cross, who is the head of Haze. So, Cybus again is interesting. Definitely antagonistic at the start, but comes around. His moments with both Todd and Gablé as well are very interesting. So, you know, a guy who may have been a bad guy initially but becomes a good guy. Yeah, I like how they did it with Cybus. So,
ではカスタマイズを始
but
めましょ
yeah,
う
so that is my overview of the game. Overall, I have liked Super Robot Wars Y a great deal. I look forward to the DLC and trying out the new units. And I look forward to New Game Plus, where we are going to have much more fun with our characters and trying to turn everyone into demigods. Probably play on hard difficulty, just to increase the difficulty a little bit. I could probably do expert if I really wanted to, but you know, I really don't want to ruin the fun out of it, I guess, by trying to hard mode or doing the extreme difficulty. Not that I'm saying that people who do that, but at the same time, it's like, it's kind of just like, what's the point of like making things more complicated than you need to be, I guess. Not that it matters anyway, because if you're playing New Game Plus and you're picking Expert, you already have, unless you're not carrying anything over, it's already going to be far easier than if you picked Expert initially, so. But anyway, that's it for the series, folks. So thank you for watching if you've watched all the way to the end, and I ask again not to forget to leave a like and subscribe if you have enjoyed. In the in-between this and my New Game Plus, I have to figure out what I want to do for a thumbnail and do my homework, which is I'm going to go through all my VODs and pull up every single map, figure out how many enemies were there, how many more spawn, and which named people in particular join. I don't know if I will necessarily care about the number part itself, but the named characters is important. But that's everything I'll be doing off screen, so don't need to worry about that. So I will catch you then. Have a good one, folks.